Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here, and as I'm sure you are all aware, Bitcoin did have a really nice push towards the upside yesterday. And yeah, I'd just like to say a quick sorry that I wasn't able to come live yesterday. I was traveling for the most of the day, for the majority of the day. I was literally traveling, so I had no time to um, sit down and do a live stream. So yeah, I do apologize for that. But today I can update you with what's happening and what I expect to happen from here as well. So what we're going to do is jump straight on into the charts. But before we do that, please make sure you smash a like on this video. The question is now, has the bull market started, or are we still within that bear market? Okay. And in this video, I am going to cover that. I'm going to let you know, where I'm sort of sat currently, and sort of where I expect the price to go from here. And yeah, where we finished off, not yesterday but the day before that, okay, the last live stream that we did, okay, we were looking at the price, and the price was down here. Okay, the price was sort of creating this smaller range, where we were testing this support level here, and we were testing this resistance level up here. And I was telling you, okay, when we were up at this resistance, for me it was looking slightly more bearish rather than bullish. Okay, but once again, as I always do, I'm giving you two options. Okay, the price is either going to reject from here and we're going to see the price pull back down to this support, or the price is going to invalidate that and we're going to break towards the upside. Okay, so what you wanted to do was draw this line in and focus on this line, keep your eye on this line. If the price was to reject from here, get a nice rejection, then the likelihood of it is that the price was going to come down to this support. Okay, we got a small rejection, but not really a significant rejection. Very low volume. So what happened is that the bulls stepped in. Okay, the bulls pushed the price above this range low. Okay, I've been speaking about this range low for a while, and I've been saying, if we can get above this range low, then we can get back into this range here and potentially, take out these higher targets up here, which in fact we did. Okay, so I told you, if we broke above, okay, this range low, and we invalidated this bearish sign down here, okay, then we were most likely going to come up to this previous high, okay, at $23,252. That's exactly what happened. Okay, and what I would have said if I came live yesterday, which, as I said, I couldn't come live because I was traveling, but if I could, the exact same thing. Okay, if we were to see bearish signs here, okay, and we were to get rejected from this horizontal level, then it would have been likely that the price would have pulled back to range low. Okay, but that didn't happen. What we saw is the price break above that horizontal level. Okay, so what I would have said is the next level that we're looking at is 23,967. Okay, right here, which, as you can see, we completely smashed through that level. So where was the next level? Okay, the next level was $25,211. And as we can see, we did actually get a really nice test of this level, even testing the resistance at the previous ascending parallel channel as well. Okay, and looking at this, okay, we use this as a strong resistance, and we did get a pretty harsh rejection from that level. Okay, and the reason why we did find such strong resistance at this level is because this $25,211 level is actually a really strong resistance level. Okay, reason being is because it is the previous high from all the way back here. So back on the 15th of August, okay, at midnight, we did actually, roughly around midnight, we did create this high right here at $25,211. And as you can see, Bitcoin came and tested this almost to the dollar. Okay, it exceeded this amount by a few dollars, but by doing so, it has created that swing failure pattern, and that is why we did have this pullback. Okay, and we did have a pretty harsh pullback after hitting this resistance level. And the other bearish signs that we could look at with this pattern right here is that those bearish divergences were still being formed. Okay, we were still forming higher highs on the price action charts, but on the RSI we're forming lower lows. Okay, so this bearish divergence is still in play. This is one of the reasons why we would have got rejected from this level up here. Okay, and it is another reason why we could continue to get rejected from this level. Okay, $25,211. Now, where am I sat? Okay, am I flipping bullish yet, or am I still bearish? Okay, and to be perfectly honest with you, I've said it in the past as well. I'm still bearish. Okay, I am still bearish on the price of Bitcoin because Bitcoin hasn't exceeded, the price that it needs to exceed for me to flip bullish. Okay, and we can take a look at that. Okay, we'll take a look at that in 2 secs, but I just want to bring up this as well. We're getting rejected from this weekly level on the daily. Okay, so that's another thing to be aware of. If we're getting rejected from that with these bearish divergences, this is a very bearish sign. We would really, really like to break above this weekly level, use it as support, and then we could potentially see the price continue higher. But as long as we're getting rejected from this weekly level, we are most likely going to see the price continue towards the downside. But as I always say, there's always two scenarios that can play out. We get rejected, we see lower, okay, or we invalidate and we see higher, okay. So that's what I'm looking at right now. If we're going to continue to get rejected from the weekly level, we're moving lower, okay? But if we can invalidate it, break above, use it as support, okay, great, we're going higher, okay? And this is going to, lead on to where am I sat, okay? As I said, I am still sat bearish. Reason being is because we haven't there is still a possibility that we could, but we haven't as of yet broken above this previous high right here, okay? So I would like to see a candle break above approximately $24,326, and a candle break above $25,200 would be what I really, really want to see to sort of get that solid confirmation that the bull market is in play. But for me, I'm still remaining bearish. Okay, I'm still sat more bearish than bullish right now because I do still think we could see lower. And I've said this. Okay, if we can break above approximately $25,200, $25,300, then I will flip bullish because then and only then we can look at the price coming to 30,000. Once we break above this resistance level, okay, we don't have much resistance above us at all. Okay, potentially around $28,700 would be that next resistance level. On this weekly chart, maybe on the lower time frames. Okay, we're going to have some smaller time frame resistances, but looking at the larger scale, okay, taking a step back, looking at the larger time frames, we can see that if we're breaking above this $25,200 level, $25,300 level approximately, okay, we are going to most likely come up to 30,000 without a doubt, okay. But that is my bullish scenario. And for that to happen, we need to break above $25,200, $300. Okay, I would like to see that on this weekly chart for me to be happy that 30,000 is that next level. Okay, but because we are not breaking it, as of right now, it looks as though we're getting rejected, getting a slight rejection from this level rather than trying to break above it. Obviously, there's still time to break above this. Okay, we have 2 days and 12 hours left. So there is time to get above this, okay? And if we do, as I said, 30K would be the next target that I have. And then I'll be happy to say that the bull market is finally in play. But for me, if we're going to get rejected from this level, I'm still looking at the price being very bearish. Okay, reason being, okay, this is a major level as we can see from here. Okay, this is a major resistance level, but also coming into this resistance level as well, we're forming bearish divergences. Okay, we have a high here, then we have a lower high right here, and we could potentially form another lower high right here as well. Okay, and looking at the RSI, we're forming higher highs. Okay, forming higher highs. Okay, that is a textbook bearish divergence. The last time we saw a divergence was this bullish divergence. Okay, lower lows, as you can see on the price action chart there, but higher highs on the RSI, and that played out really, really nicely. Okay, so the same thing could happen here. Okay, we could see this bearish divergence play out really nicely. When I say really nicely, it will play out. It's not going to be nice seeing that price pull back. But initially, we have to look at, we have to be realistic, okay? We have to look at what the chart is telling us. And what the chart is telling me right here is that if we can break above $25,200, $300, then we can go to 30,000, okay? But if we're going to get rejected from here, we're forming a bearish divergence coming into resistance, okay? And it's looking likely that we could see the price come down to 18,000. First target would be $19,700, okay? We could be looking at the price doing that. So we've got to be very, very aware of this. And we are getting a very harsh rejection, as you can see right here, from $25,211. And that's sort of the level that we need to get above for me to be happy that this bull market has started. Of course, we want to get above that, not on the 4-hour, but the weekly. I would like to see the weekly break above that. And then I'll be happy, okay? Then I'll be looking at the price using that $25,200, $300 level as support. Okay, and if we can use it as support, happy days, bull market has started, and then we can continue, okay? But we have to factor in, okay, other things. We have to factor in many other things, and the other things that we have to factor in is the likes of the DXY and the traditional markets as well, because they really do help us give an understanding of where the markets could potentially go. Okay, so bringing up that DXY, we can see that the DXY has broken above that resistance here, this horizontal white line here, which I was telling you, we were finding it hard to break above this level, but I was telling you it was looking likely that we are going to break above it because we were continuing to test this level. Okay, if you keep knocking on a door, it's pretty likely that someone is going to finally open up that door eventually. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, the DXY was just continuously knocking on this resistance level. Okay, and then it finally did break above. And what did I say? Okay, I said if we're going to break above this resistance level here, we're coming up to this next major level. Okay, this was a semi-major level. Okay, this horizontal white line. Now we're getting to this major level here. Okay, which is a bit of a bigger resistance. Okay, between 104.5 and 105.78. Okay, this is very, very strong resistance. Now, if we get above this, this is really, really not good news for Bitcoin. This would be very bad news for Bitcoin. But if we can get rejected from here, okay, and potentially come back down to this sort of shorter term previous resistance, now support, okay, and then break below that, we could see the DXY come down to potentially 101, and that would be very, very good for the price of Bitcoin and the traditional markets as well. However, there is also that possibility that we could break above this resistance here, okay, and move much higher. If we were to break above this resistance, then we could actually see the DXY coming back up to $109. If that is the case, okay, we are most likely going to see Bitcoin form another low of that bear market if that were to happen, okay? As of right now, I'm not saying that is going to happen. I'm saying that if we do break above this level, that is something that we could see, okay? Now we just sort of have to understand what the DXY is going to be doing, okay? We can see that a bearish divergence coming into this resistance is a possibility. It's not confirmed yet, but it is a possibility. So this is some bullish sign for Bitcoin, okay? Bearish sign for the DXY, which as we know would be bullish for Bitcoin, okay? What we can see is this high here, and then as of right now, we could potentially form a lower high, and then on the RSI, we're forming higher highs, okay? And then coming into that overextended territory as well. Okay, so as of right now, it's not confirmed, but there is a possibility we could form a bearish divergence if the DXY doesn't continue to push towards the upside. However, the DXY breaks this high right here, okay, and gets a candle break above this high right here at approximately 105.1, then this the bearish divergence would be invalidated, and then we could see this resistance level being broken. Okay, so we've got to be aware of that as well. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for on the DXY. But then coming to the ES, okay, looking at the ES, we're getting rejected from this major level. Okay, and we're also breaking above a semi-major level as well, as in this white horizontal level here. We're currently, as of right now, breaking below this level. Okay, as you can see, we have one of my major resistance levels here. Okay, which is the purple box with the red outline. Okay, this tells you that this is a major, major level, okay? And we're getting rejected from that level. We were continuing to get rejected from that level, okay? The price wanted to get above it, okay? But we just couldn't get above it, and now we are getting another rejection, okay? And if we're going to get a rejection here, an even bigger rejection, as in, we break below this semi-major level, horizontal level here at $4,091, then we're most likely going much lower. We could potentially see it come back down to $3,930 approximately. Okay, that will be incredibly, incredibly bearish for the Bitcoin, for the crypto market as well, if we were to see this on the traditional markets. Okay, so right now, I'm focusing on whether the DXY is going to form this bearish divergence and get a rejection from here, or is it going to break towards the upside? And this is going to give us an understanding of where the traditional markets can go, and that can give us an understanding of where Bitcoin can go as well. Okay. So right now, what we are seeing is we're seeing a bit of resistance right here for Bitcoin. So there's a possibility we could break above it. And then, yeah, of course, we can come back up to $25,200, okay, and potentially, break it this time, okay? We didn't manage to break it last time, but we could, again, break it again, or we could come into resistance, form some sort of bearish divergence, and then see the price move much lower, okay? But for me, still, I am bearish, okay? I am still bearish on the price, even though we've come and tested $25,200, the exact price that I've been telling you over the past few weeks that we need to break above for me to flip bullish. Literally the exact price. I've been telling you, $25,200 is the price we need to get above for me to flip bullish. Okay, and we are getting rejected from that exact level as of right now. Okay, so if we're going to continue to see this rejection, for me, it's not looking good, and for me, it's looking like that we could actually play out this scenario that I have been talking about, which is that we are just leaving this anger phase. Okay, coming into the Wall Street cheat sheet psychology of a market cycle. I've been saying. Okay, we're looking very similar to this psychology of a market cycle. We've got the high, we have the low, we have the lower high, we have the big leg down, forming a low, a high, a lower low, and then a lower high right here. And then what happens after this is you slowly churn your way down to a new low of the bear market, coming into that depression phase. Then the bull market can start going again, that disbelief phase. Okay, and this is where I think we are. I think we're right here. Okay, leaving this anger phase. Okay, this anger phase is the low, the high, the lower low. Okay, and then the lower high, and then we lead into that depression phase. And I do believe that we could be leaving this this anger phase right here. Okay, because if we come and look at the charts again, okay, just remember we have the high, the low, the lower high, the big leg down, the low, the high, the lower low, and the lower high, and then we have this depression phase here. Okay, come in and look at the charts again. We have the high, we have the low, we have the lower high, the big leg down, forming the low. Okay, the high here, the lower low, and then potentially forming this lower low right here. Okay, and then what we can see from here is that slow churning, momentum towards the downside, coming to a new low of that bear market. Okay, so this is what we could be looking at if we don't get above 25,000. Okay, now I'm not 100% bearish. Okay, I still think there's a possibility that we could get above $25,200, and yes, I will flip bullish once we do that, because then we can be looking at 30,000. Okay, but I just want to be realistic. Okay, and if we cannot get above this level, and we're going to continue to form bearish patterns such as the bearish divergence coming into this resistance, other indicators telling us that we're overextended, which previously have hinted to a major pullback. We have to factor all of these things in and look at probabilities. Okay, trading is just a game of probabilities. Okay, and looking at it right now, there's a high probability that the price is going to pull back. However, if we can invalidate this and break above this resistance level there, then there's a high probability that we can see the price come up to 30,000. Okay, so as long as we're below here, I'm bearish, but if we can get above, then I will be happy to say that I am finally bullish on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, but we do just have to be very, very careful. Okay, because I know a lot of people get very, very bullish when we see big moves like this. Okay, especially at major levels. Okay, but they don't sort of factor in both scenarios. Okay, they sort of get too excited with the more exciting scenario, which is the bullish scenario, but they don't, and they get so excited by it that they forget about the bearish scenario, and then sometimes the bearish scenario plays out, and all hell breaks loose. Okay, so we do just have to factor in the bearish scenario as well, and that is why I am still remaining bearish. Okay, that's why I'm still remaining bearish, because it is a possibility that we could get rejected from here, form that bearish divergence, move lower to 19,000, potentially even break 18,800 and move much lower. Okay, that is a possibility. So we do just have to be aware of that, and until we're below this resistance level, I am going to remain bearish. But if we can break above it, then I will finally flip bullish. Sorry. Just say hello to everyone in the chat. Akeshi, hello. AJ, good to see you back here. Anish M, let me know if I said that right. Brucey, 25k is the final boss for the bear market, huh? Is the final boss? Not sure what you mean there. What's your DCA schedule? Do it every day, week, or month. I'm currently doing every month. Seems to be okay. To be honest with you, personally for me, I have stopped DCAing. I did DCA all the way down up until $16,000, I think it was. I didn't quite buy at the lows, okay, but I was, still dollar cost averaging in at 16,000. But as the price has been pushing up, I haven't been dollar cost averaging, because I still think there's a possibility. I'm taking a risk. As always, within these markets, I'm taking a risk by not going all the way. Well, not going 100% in. I've still got a big cash reserve, just in case we do get rejected here, we do go lower, forming new lows of the bear market. Okay. Sorry, I mean, It's the last level that's needed to be knocked out before it's realistic to be bullish again. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. You know, $25,200, $300 approximately. You know, that's the last level for me. And once we get above that, you know, the bearishness for me is just going to be completely wiped out. Okay, but as long as we're below that, I still have to remain bearish. I have to stay true to myself. The bearish signs are there. Okay, so we just cannot ignore them. But you know, as always, they can be invalidated. Okay, and a prime example of this, okay, is here. Okay, we were getting bearish signs here. Okay, right here, we were getting bearish signs. We got a slight pullback. However, that was invalidated. Okay, it went bullish. Okay, because we broke above the range low, and only then, okay, once you break above it, only then you can flip bullish. Okay, and then change your strategy. Okay, if you are looking to short, you know, you change your strategy to maybe looking to long. Okay, and as I said, you know, if we broke above this, the next level I'm looking at is this previous high at 23,252. Okay, trading is a game of probabilities. Okay, looking here, there was a high probability that the price was going to pull back and potentially come down to this support level here. Okay, but you know, the that you know the bearish scenario outweighed the bullish scenario for me right here. Okay, but as always, you know, that can be invalidated, and that did get invalidated. So you've got to change your strategy, and then we're looking for higher prices. Okay, it is a game of probability. But you know, if it doesn't go your way, you have to be prepared to change your strategy in order to, you know, continuously make a profit, or to ensure that you're not losing money either as well. Did you get a long in after 22,287 was broken? To be honest with you, I wanted to, but I didn't because I was in the car and I was driving. I was traveling pretty much all day yesterday, so I wasn't able to actually get a trade in, and that's why I couldn't go live either for you. So no, I didn't. But yeah, I probably would have if I wasn't driving at the time. Yeah, I wouldn't advise trading and driving. That's probably the worst mix you can put together, and it's illegal as well. So yeah, Angela M, smash AJ. Yeah, can you all please make sure you smash that like button? I'd really appreciate it. Really helps me out, and yeah, really helps the channel out as well. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I've got for you today, to be honest. If anything else major happens, of course I'll come live. I do apologize for yesterday. I was in the car for the majority of the day, so I wasn't able to come live for you. And then, you know, service stations are not a very good place to go live anyway. It's very noisy, and yeah, it just wouldn't have worked out. But yeah, I really did wish I was able to go live yesterday, because that would have been a really good video. You know, looking at this price breaking above here, you know, I could have even traded it live depending on the time. Yeah, potentially even traded it live for you as well. And that would have been a really nice trade. But yeah, as I said, trading's a game of probabilities, you know, and you've got to be able to change your strategy if it doesn't go your way. Okay. You wouldn't have waited for a retest before going long. Sorry if these are dumb questions. No, these aren't dumb questions. For me, okay, personally, the way I trade is, if a price breaks out, okay, especially with the volume that we were seeing here as well, lots of bullish volume coming in, okay, that was probably, you know, seeing bullish volume here, bit of a spike of bullish volume here. That was enough for me to go long, but not 100% long, okay. And then of course, yes, the retest would have been where you add more. Well, the retest, and then you would add a little bit more. Well, personally, I would add a little bit more, and then the bounce is where I would go, you know, fully into that trade with the amount, not obviously your whole portfolio, but with the amount that I'm willing to trade within that trade. Okay, so you know, normally on a breakout, what I would do is I would go long, maybe 25 to 45% of the capital that I actually want to put into a trade. Okay, I would put that amount in on the breakout. Then on the retest, I'd put a little bit more in, and then on the bounce, I'd put a little bit more in as well. You know, you just sort of DCA yourself into a trade. Personally, for me in the past, that is what's worked best. So yeah, that's what I would have done. But yeah, as I said, I think that's everything I've got for you today. If anything happens, you know, shouldn't be traveling for the rest of this week or next week either. So yeah, I will make sure that I'm live. If anything does happen, please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, turn that bell notification on if you're new. And yeah, I will see you maybe later on if the price decides to move again, or yeah, tomorrow for the normal live stream. So thank you very much, guys, and see you later. Bye-bye.